I don't know if I should make this video or not, but I really want to. There's a guy named Tommy. I don't want to give out his last name. He won my photo contest a couple years ago. And he's a really nice guy. And he bought a Alien Bee ABR 800, a big ring flash, a studio strobe ring flash. And he was an avid watcher on my videos, an older gentleman. And he made a lot of my unique light mods, and he enjoyed making them. This is his, I got his Flickr page below. I want you to take a look at it. And I want to show you a couple of pictures of his. They're incredibly powerful. And they're actually, he made a, that's tough to say. I mean, his photography, I mean, it just, I mean, the self-portraits that he started doing are just incredible. I think this one, he actually took so many incredible self-portraits. I think this was the winner. I think that it was. This was taken with a ring flash. Anyway, I had this weird feeling. He's a member of a yacht club. It's a Cerritos Baja Yacht Club out in California. And I had this strange feeling a couple weeks ago, and I kept calling, and I couldn't get through. When it's a club, you know, people are there a few hours a week, maybe. So I kept calling and calling. I had no contact information for him. And then I even called the harbor master, and I couldn't get through to that guy either. Look at the lighting on this. Just incredible. Absolutely incredible. And I finally got through tonight. I mean, I've had this this feeling now for a couple weeks, which is why I kept calling. Look at the lighting on this. Incredible. Anyway, I asked about Tommy, and they said, well, he passed away last week. So sorry, Tommy. I finally, his wife was there at the club. I don't want to point out his wife because I don't want to be intrusive like that. I asked her if it'd be okay to make a video like this about him. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this image of the guy with a peanut in his mouth. I'm sorry about that. I also got a text from his wife. He died of cancer. He fought. I want to show you a really powerful image here in just a second. And then I'm going to print that image out. These are everybody flipping cancer, the middle finger, because he was fighting cancer. He's got a picture of a light mod down here that he made off my suggestion. And it's really ingenious, and it was just a platter. And he was talking. He'd call me all the time. And I have this piece of plastic that he sent me. It's this really thin plastic to use to make light mods, and I'm never going to use the rest of this. He sent me like 4 sheets of it, but I'm never going to use this. You think, well, it's just a sheet of plastic, but it's a piece from my friend. This is that mod that he made, and behind it he has the umbrella. It basically turns a moon unit into a beauty dish. And he was talking about how awesome it works. I want to show you his self-portrait. Like I said, the link for this is below. But before I show you his self-portrait, which is really, really powerful, look at this image. Oh my gosh. I know you can't really see it. Wow. The lighting. Talk about, I mean, there's only about 5%, there's actually less than that. About 5% light here. But look how powerful that image is. I mean, she was texting me. I'm sorry about that. I would never text during a video. And I want to show you the last image. I want to show you, this is him. This is his self-portrait. This is my friend who died last week. Look at the scar on his chest and the trach tube. And this was taken September the 30th of 2016. So he endured. He endured for a year and 3 months. Whew. I'm so sorry, Tommy. I had a premonition, and that's why I kept calling. I kept calling your yacht club. It's the only contact information I had for him. And phone number. Obviously, I'm not going to mail a letter. his wife texted me a few minutes ago, and I said I didn't want to, drag her down, because when my wife died of cancer, everybody would talk about it, and it'd just drag you down in waves. And this is what she said. She said, Tommy went into a coma on the 19th of December, which is just a few days ago. Doctor said he'd never come out of it. I played Tommy Can You Hear Me by The Who, which I think I've heard of that song, over and over and over again, and the next morning he opened his eyes, and I said, are you sick of the song? And he shook his head, yes. Oh. This is a portrait of extreme pain, but also incredible strength. I mean, really, 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 oh my God. Extreme pain and extreme strength at the same time. Yeah, I'm kind of at a loss for words. I didn't want to drag any of you people down. I mean, you watch videos to be entertainment. Photography is about real life. This is a guy that made a self-portrait of his pain and his endurance before he passed away. And he became an absolutely exquisite portrait photographer, and I actually felt really, really embarrassed, because he kept calling me and heaping praise upon me. And I'm not like that at all. Some people love that. I'm not saying I hated it or anything like that. I mean, I don't believe in that sort of stuff. I was like, well, anything that helps. And we talk about light mods, and he talk about, the same thing I said. He'd joke about when you use a ring light, it removes wrinkles. So it's like the perfect thing to make money with, because you could take pictures of older chicks, and it would remove the wrinkles out of their face without any Lightroom or Photoshop editing. And we would joke about that. He actually got so busy because his portraiture got so good that, he was making money left and right, and that ring flash was supplementing his income. And, the important thing was he was happy. And I love talking to him. He's such a cheerful dude. I mean, look at this pain and suffering. Do you see? I don't know if you can't see it on the screen, but click on this huge, huge scar on his chest and his trach tube. He's a really powerful guy. Nobody, especially somebody good, nobody should be suffering like that for too long. It's not a good thing to suffer for too long. That's not saying it's good that he left. I'm only just saying that as a fact. I never wish anybody dead, and I would never wish that upon him. I had this feeling, though. I kept trying to call and call and call, and I had this intuition that was correct. And I didn't get his wife, first off, while she was at the club. I was kind of at a loss for words for obvious reasons, because I don't want to drag anybody down, because you've had condolences from 1,000 people, and each time you get them, it just drags you down, because I've been through that. The first lady I talked to, she said, oh, I'm sorry to tell you, he died last week. And even before she said that, I had an intuition. I had a really... just like somebody hit me upside the head, which is why I kept calling, that something had happened to him. So rest in peace, Tommy. Your portraiture is really powerful. Your self-portrait, it speaks for itself. Rest in peace, Tommy. Amazing work. Just amazing. The important thing was he kept telling me, this is not my opinion, he kept telling me I made him so happy. He'd build these light mods, and he loved building them, and that's why he worked at some place that had some sort of freaky thin plastic, this stuff. And he sent me 5 or 6 sheets of this, and I used all of it but a half of one sheet to make these really neat light mods. And I'm not going to cut up this piece because it's from him, because it's really tough. And anyway, you have to be, have this thing for making light mods, and he did. And wow, incredible portraiture, Tommy. Whew. Wow. Here's a color shot. A lot of his stuff he did in black and white. So, rest in peace, Tommy. I knew when it went down, even though I'm not, I had no indication via email or anything. Nobody had emailed me anything in many, many months about anything. I immediately knew something had happened to him. Immediately knew. But since it was a yacht club, nobody was there. I keep repeating myself. Anyway, I hope this video doesn't bring any of you down. I just wanted to share his photography with you because his photography is incredible. And he gave me way too much praise. And he loved his ABR800 ring light. And I never mentioned anything about his photography gear at all, but his wife told me via phone. He said, I think she said, I don't remember the exact words, that his intent was to give me a few of his lenses or something and for me to have a photo contest. So that'd be like Tommy's last gift back to you all or the photography community is to like have a photo contest and to use a couple of his lenses as a giveaway. I said, oh, won't worry about yourself about that. She said, yeah, I'll talk to you in the future. Her husband just died. I mean, I didn't bring that subject up. Anyway, rest in peace, Tommy.